How's it going? I just wanted to post my direct transfer system for my IPA. I did some research on YouTube. I mean, it was cursory, but some real quick research on YouTube today, and I didn't see anybody put up a direct transfer system. At least like no home brewers. I saw the brew dudes. Hats off to you guys for you know. Putting out some ideas on what happens to an IPA when it encounters oxygen. I think you said like the gold standard is a direct closed transfer system where the beer only comes in contact with CO2. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around so you can see kind of my setup, and I hope it helps you guys out there if you're trying to rack an IPA to keg without having it encounter oxygen. Okay, good luck. Cheers. So, we've got the beer. I'm always a little cautious making sure it doesn't explode, because we've got a little extra pressure in that glass carboy. So I put my beer in a wood sled. I might be overly cautious. I did have one glass carboy break on me once all over the floor, and 5 gallons of beers was no fun to clean up. So anyway, I guess I should start with the pressure. We got the CO2 canister down here. We've got barely any pressure going in. I mean, it's like maybe 1-2 PSI. You can kind of see there, very, very low. And that every now and again, I give it a little bit of CO2 just because a little bit might be coming out of the cap on the carboy. You'll see that in a second. So we've got the CO2 coming in here to the carboy, initially, replacing the beer with, or adding pressure to the beer on top of the beer, and then, enough pressure causes the beer to, go up the tube and down this tube right into the keg. So normally this is the out. In this case, it's the in. So we're going in the out. And on the other side, the CO2 that was in the keg now is coming out as the beer is going in. I don't have to purge it or anything because the CO2 is just coming right out, and it's going back into the line, the CO2 line, right back into the carboy. So it's kind of like a cycle. So the only reason at this point, because the pressures in the corny keg and the pressure in the glass carboy are equal, the only reason the beer is flowing still is because of the siphon, which I've induced through the pressure. But I just want to really emphasize that, barely use any pressure at all. Once in a while, like I say, I give it a little, I open up the valve and introduce a little extra pressure because maybe a little bit is being lost right there. It's not a super tight connection. Not putting hose clamps around this or this. In the case of too much pressure, I'm hoping that blows off rather than the glass explodes. I think it's probably a pretty low chance of the glass exploding. Anyway, at this point, I gotta push the dipstick, so to speak, down a little further in so that we keep the beer flowing. But that's it. And I hope you can take away something from this setup and employ it in your own setup. And if you have any suggestions for me, like, hey, why'd you do it that way? I used to do it that way, and then I replaced this with that, and I'd love to hear your feedback. Okay, thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.